Hello, everyone, and welcome to the She Shoots podcast, Women Empowering Women in the Shooting Community, Season 4, Episode 40. Steady hands, strong hearts, a Mother's Day special. My name is Regina Ruiz Ordóñez, and I'm from the Canadian University Shooting Federation. And joining me today, as always, are Deneen Tomlin and Casey Gavinchuk from Lady Guns, and Kelly Melanson from Maple Tree Project, Sam5 Radio, and CCFR Women's Program. Let's start by thanking our sponsors of today's episode, Cabela's Canada Outdoor Fund, positively shaping the future of the outdoors. Every cent donated by rounding up at checkout goes towards helping Canadian organizations just like ours. Beretta, family owned and operated since 1526, and Vortex, the best in optics. If you have any questions or comments throughout the show, make sure to leave them in the chat box below. Doing so will allow you to interact with our guests for today. Also, I want to say happy late Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And this is an episode for you. So, Deneen and Kelly, can you please introduce our guests for today?
Absolutely. And thank you, Regina. And I echo that. Happy Mother's Day to my co-host, Kelly, and my guest tonight, our guest tonight. Let's try that all over again. Cheyanne. Anyway, happy Mother's Day to everybody. Let's get rolling. Thank you. So we've got two beautiful guests on tonight for our Mother's Day special, and a couple super special ladies on their own. But tonight it's powerhouse packed evening. So I get the pleasure of introducing you, and I'm going to go with Savanna, you first. So you were born in Calgary. You're 13 years old, and we know you were introduced to firearms at a pretty early age. I think I'm reading here you shot your first gun while camping, and you were about 3, and it was a Canadian Tire, shout out to Canadian Tire, pellet gun.
Right.
And then into a Cooey Ace single shot at age 5, which is super cool because it was the same one your mama used. Age 8, you upgraded to a Sako Quad. And then meanwhile, you're hanging out at all the matches with your dad from 2019 to 2022, checking out the competition. They didn't even know you were coming yet. So you had the opportunity, and I remember this day, you got to shoot a suppressed 308 at Robbie Furlong's in 2021, because I think I saw you that night or that weekend. You were still sporting the t-shirt. You tried your first 6BR and 6.5 in 2021 at age 10. And then you shot your first rimfire match May 1 and your first centerfire match May 28 of 2022. And you're continuing those 1 and 2. Oh my God, today. Savanna has continued 1 and 2 day matches throughout the 2022 year. And now you're a supported shooter for Apex Optics and Patriot Valley. That's a hella long bio for somebody who is 13. Good for you. All right. Now I'm going to try to not trip over my tongue on the second bio for Cheyanne. Cheyanne, so a little bit about you. You grew up in a rural hunting household in Balzac. Your first experience with firearms was with your dad, who taught you how to shoot on a single shot Cooey Ace. I think we just talked about that gun. Growing up, it says here you were allowed to shoot on a 22 and shotgun around the property. And you didn't shoot regularly after you moved out until you met your husband, Donnie, who was also shooting and hunting. You've done some shooting on Crown Land activity and some target shooting. So after you guys had kids, you wanted to find a place to go shooting that was close to home. So you joined an Alberta club called the CDTSA in 2017. And then you met somebody at the time involved in PRS. And so it says that your husband was super curious of this rifle. They started chatting, and the rest is history. So you started holding small private matches in Irricana in 20 and 21. You and Savanna shot your first rimfire matches, as we mentioned, in 22, started 2-day matches in 23, and then no big deal, but you shot with Team Canada in Colorado at the 24 World Championship. You are also a supported shooter for Apex Optics and Patriot Valley Arms. And I love that you threw in your bio that you like to try different disciplines. And I thank you for the shout out, because yes, you did join us at Lady Guns Ladies Night at the Shooting Edge and at the Calgary Shooting Center. and then carried on supporting them at their Girls Power Gun Club. So you guys have gotten out, shot a bunch of things. Now you're sporting titles and experience, and Savanna, you're just coming up the ranks. So we're so excited to have you tonight. Thank you for joining us. And now that I've tripped all over my tongue 5 or 6, I'm going to turn it over to you, Callie.
You did a fabulous job, much better than I could do. And welcome to the show tonight. I'm so glad that you're on for our special edition, Mother's Edition. This is so cool. We have a mother and daughter shooting team, and you're both sponsored by Apex as well. So that's awesome. So we had so many people talk about you. Hey, you know what? You should really have these two on because they're incredible. So as part of your bio, what happened was Deneen shared a lot of it, but why don't we get a little bit of backstory into it as well? Now, Savanna, I know that your mom and your dad are shooters and they've introduced it to you, but why don't you tell us a little bit about why you wanted to get into shooting and how you got into shooting, and then we'll turn it over to Cheyanne as well. So, Savanna, do you want to go first?
Sure. So, like in my bio, I started shooting at a very young age. So I grew up around firearms, and I found them very I don't know. I just like shooting, so it's fun. And then I started getting into competitive matches, and I was like, this is really fun. The people here are really fun. So I wanted to continue doing it. And yeah.
Yeah, so it's really super easy for you. Yeah, it was super easy for you because you grew up around it, right? Mom and dad were both doing it, and it's something that you wanted to do. All right. So Cheyanne, what about you? What initially got you into the shooting aspect? You said you grew up on a farm. It was a pig farm, I think, and that you had 22s there, and you also shot the shotgun. But what initially sparked that interest in you in competitive shooting?
Competitive shooting was hearing about it from my husband and Savanna. At the time, my youngest was still little. So outside of matches, we were at the range or we were shooting Crownland, weekend, day trips, things like that. We're not really city people, even though we live in the city. So we took a lot of opportunity to get out and do these things. And then when we just joined the range and met that gentleman, like I said, the rest is history. The bug bit for matches in PRS and my husband, and then Savanna went and watched for the years, and they'd come home, we'd hear all about it, and it just sounded like a great time. Something that was a little bit challenging for us. We like to shoot, but can we shoot in these dynamic positions and these sequences? Yeah. To challenge ourselves, test ourselves a little bit more. And then we did our first rimfire, which is, I think, how a lot of people get into it, is through rimfire. And that was it. We did our first match and we're like, okay, next one. And that's how it started.
I'm totally curious. I love how people get started in competition, and I love the background, but because we're a mother-daughter show tonight, what's it like to have a family that shoots and gets ready to go to matches and supports each other? Tell us about the family dynamic and who's late to get ready. That's what I want to know.
Right? You want to go?
You can start.
Okay. It can be a little challenging. For the first little bit, we all shared gear. So we were constantly, who's on glass, and I want to be on glass, and I want to look at this, and I want to see what the wind's doing. And aside from that, getting up and going in the morning is actually not too bad. It's easier to get up for a match than it is for school.
Right.
And I think that's part of the fun, though, is that road trip and getting that time in. Some of us like to sleep in the car, so we catch up on some sleep in the car. Sometimes we'll pick up a buddy and we'll all go take a road trip. Other than that, I think our biggest squabble is pens.
Yeah.
Because somebody keeps stealing pens.
Oh my
From
God,
us.
that's so funny. All right, so this isn't scripted,
Yeah.
but I got to know, what's the most popular road trip snack in the vehicle?
Beef jerky.
Beef jerky.
Can't complain. That's always good. That's always
Mhm.
good.
Yeah.
Waters and beef jerky for sure.
Yep.
Big pack of water all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
great.
always call that part of the safety kit, as if you're not hydrated, it's not easy to shoot when you're dehydrated, right? So
Mhm.
Yeah. And one thing, I mean, sticking with the mother theme, I started doing, especially for 2-day matches, you get an Airbnb, you know, you don't want to live on survival chocolate bars and beef jerky and water. So I like to make a little protein for everybody, a little salad, and just in twister containers, and it's just a good little snack.
that's awesome. Well, thank you. Mom tips are always important, and I hope that the people watching tonight and those that may watch this down the road that are doing family things can share that as well, because I think it's important to not only take care of your shooting tools, whatever sport or discipline, but also your bodies, because they're part of your tools too.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
that's
and
fantastic.
you get heat out there, you get hunger, you get, you know, things that work against you, but hunger is one thing that I don't want to have to happen.
Yeah.
So
Good call, Mom.
Right.
Good call.
Sounds like you are the mom that set the competition. You're taking care of everyone.
I do hand out range snacks. I do bring extras for squad members. I believe I've also supplied some of our our extended family, we call them. I've supplied them with lip chap and Tylenol and all that fun stuff.
That's a whole other episode. What's in your range bag?
Yeah.
Right? Absolutely. Absolutely.
What about you, Savannah? What's it like to grow up with parents who support your shooting and taking you everywhere? What do you like best about it?
I like it because it's very supportive. Like I'll hear about people who start the sport by themselves and they're lost and rely on squad members to help them, people who they don't really know. And growing up with parents who are already kind of into this, it's very helpful. Like if I'm stuck on something, they're there and they can help me. And yeah, it's a lot easier to do the sport with a family or a friend or somebody that you know rather than going in by yourself. So it's like we're our own little team in our squad.
And have you adopted any other
You're your own squad.
That's right. Yeah. Have you adopted any other family members or secondary parents as well?
Oh, many. Our squad, it's like one big family, everybody there.
Fantastic.
I'm pretty sure her and another gentleman we shoot with, Lindsay Prang, they're very much
He's like a second mom.
I hope he's listening. I hope he's listening.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So you want to talk about your gear and what you guys have for your rifle setup, what you're currently shooting?
sure. It's
You want me to start?
go ahead. We're twins.
Okay, so yeah, like Mom said, we're twins. Our rifles have been, our 22s and our centerfire rifles have been identical for a very long time. The past seasons for centerfire, we've been shooting 6BRs. This year, we decided to change it up a little bit, and we're gonna be shooting 6BRAs. We have KRG Bravos, burr stocks, PVA barrels, Apex scopes, pretty much it. Simple. And then for our 22s, we have CZ 457s, and same thing, Apex scope.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep,
Nice.
identical. Our triggers, I believe, are the same.
Yep.
Our BRAs, we bumped up the speed a little bit. So we're changing to a little bit heavier rifle. We put some weights in and a little bit faster for the BRA. And I believe we're a difference of 4 feet per second, and that's it. So it's really helpful. If she forgets her dope, she can just kind of counter off mine.
Same with wind calls.
Same with wind calls and all that. So with our rim fires, a lot of people can't tell the difference.
Nope.
We can. It's just a matter of the height of our scope and the bipod.
Yep, the bipod.
And that's it.
So
sounds like you're able to share.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like you need to back each other up. That's fantastic.
When we went down to Colorado in the fall for Worlds, we actually brought her 6BR as a backup just in case anything happened with mine.
Outstanding. So before we get into matches and some of the experience, I think we forgot to tell our watchers and our listeners what competition you guys shoot. Because as you're talking about positional shooting and you're talking about, optics and range and glass and everything, we haven't talked about what you guys, you shoot for competition. So if you can give us a little background as to what is the sport that you guys have chose to compete in.
Go ahead.
Okay. So the sport that we are currently really involved in is PRS. And what have we done so far? We've gone out a lot of rimfire so far. We've gone to Fernie. We've done Tabor, Rifle Revolver Club. We've done Milo. We've got some events coming up at Milo. My husband is match director this year for Milo PRS. She is listed as staff. I will be the range officer. We have an intro to PRS coming up
on the 17th.
Yep, this weekend that my husband's holding and we're helping out with. We have our first center fire at Milo coming up May 24th. We are also going to be at Saprol at the end of the month here for their 2-day center fire, which is always a great match. What else do we got? We have a youth night, a youth and new shooter night at Milo that is going to be happening, I believe, first weekend in June that we're going to be holding there. What else is on the list?
I think we have more matches, rimfire and centerfire throughout this year.
We'll be in Saskatchewan for the Valley Ridge PRS with those boys out there, Nathan Wiggins, Tanner New, and another gentleman is putting it on. You may also see us. Our goal this year is to try and get into Worlds next year, whether it be myself, my husband, Savanna for youth. You might find us down in Washington at Windbreaker in the fall. And Manitoba, we do want to head out to Manitoba as well and see some friends out there. Lots going on.
That sounds like an awful lot of beef jerky.
Yeah.
It's going to need to be packed.
Yeah. What is one of your most favorite matches that you've been to? Savanna, what about you? What's been your most favorite?
That's really tough. Probably matches like Cypress Showdown when Colton Backman used to put them on. They've sadly been discontinued. But so Cypress Showdown out in Saskatchewan, Saprol. I just like how it's in a big field. You can go out to like far distances if you really need. So probably those. But other matches are always fun. Every match is fun, but I would say those are kind of my top ones.
Okay, what about you, Savanna? Sorry, Cheyanne. I'm looking at Savanna and asking you, Cheyanne.
You're not the only one who does that in our lives.
Yeah.
Man, same thing. We have really good memories for us. Saprol is where it started for our first matches. And Savannah's got a little bit more travel when it comes to like furlong and stuff like that. She was up there for sharpshooter and
as a spectator.
Yep. Saprol, Cypress. the thing with all these matches is it gives you an opportunity to see places that you might not.
Yeah.
So when, you know, they came back from Cypress Hills with Prairie Precision Steel match, they were saying, you know, it's so nice out there. It's not like what you would think Saskatchewan is like. It's not, you know, it's against the norm. And the people out there are so great, and they have a supper, and, you know, Colton's such a nice guy with his family. So for me, going out there the following year and experiencing what Savanna was talking about, it was everything they said it was. There's great people. It's a great location. It's great scenery. You can't go wrong traveling for those types of things. I would say location wise for me, though, the big thing, the big one I remember would be down in Colorado last fall, because you just don't have facilities like that up here. When they say it's a world-class range, they're not kidding. It was incredible just to see how huge it was.
It was, yeah, nothing that you would get down here.
Yeah, the mesas, the backdrop, you're going so many thousands of feet up the side of the mountain just to get to your stages. It was an experience to see that and see that facility. But it's nice to come home and shoot home matches for sure.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite backdrop? And you do positional shooting. So what's your favorite and your least favorite? What's easy and what's hard?
I don't like skylines. I don't think I'm alone in that. Skyline targets. I like feedback. So anything with a feedback, anything with a backdrop is great. When we went to Colorado, their public land range was something else as well. I mean, you have the mountains out here, you have the Rocky Mountains, it's green and it's beautiful, and it's, you know, you go out down there and it's like desert mountains, it's very old. So it was neat to see that and have that backdrop. But other than that, I like rolling hills myself.
Right.
Same thing for me with skyline targets. They're very interesting. Again, like Mom said, I like feedback and I like spotting my shots. With the hills and valleys, I wouldn't say that's my favorite. I think just like a flat, grassy land with, I don't know, maybe a hill in the back for a backdrop is my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah. What about positions? What's your it's positional shooting. So what's your favorite position?
I love tank traps, and yeah, tank traps I really enjoy. I like prone shooting, but far distances or with a stressor in it. One stage we did at Prairie Precision was, I think it was called Bird Box or Get in the Box or something like that. And you had to enter the box, stick your muzzle through the hole. There's one little hole in the box, and then they black you out. They put a sheet over, and you had to shoot a troop line sequence. I really like that. It put an interesting spin on prone.
That sounds crazy.
Interesting.
Super
what
crazy.
About you, Savanna?
Yeah.
It was neat. It was different. Other than that, yeah, tank trap. I really like tank traps. You?
For me, tank traps are, I don't remember a single time where I've done good on a tank trap. So, I like walls, PRS walls, or anything like a box that you shoot off, or like a rock or anything like that. I like those.
How about hostage stages?
Oh, hostage stages are something different. It's as long as you're stable and you have a good wing call.
So you're mentioning
if you shoot the hostage, they're no longer hostages. You know that.
You're using some terminology, and there's been some questions popped up. So can you help us understand what is a tank trap?
It's just 3 poles of wood that are
they're combined. Like if you put your arm in the middle, they're like that pretty much.
Kind of.
But 3 block or pillars of wood, not like tall, but shootable size.
Oh, we've had some small ones. We've had medium ones. We've had really big ones where you got to stand on your tippy toes. Some need modifications for height sometimes. But that's what a tank trap is.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Tell...
I think if anybody has seen a World War II movie on the beach, they've seen a tank trap.
Yes, so, there you go as well.
They just didn't know what it was called. Absolutely. Sorry,
there
Kelly, you were going to ask a question.
Yeah. No, it's just going to say exactly that. Do you know where do you want to tell everybody where they came from? But if you've seen a movie on beach, right? Or
sure, any World War II beach movie, that everybody's seen them. They just didn't know what they were called. So absolutely. So we're getting a lot of messaging. You've got a bunch of fans out there, but I hear that somebody's really good at tank traps. So we'll have to check those messages later.
Yeah. Awesome.
Savanna.
Do you want to? Yeah,
it's your brother.
It's from Gage. He's your biggest fan.
It looks like. See, it's a family episode. Even somebody who's not on screen. That's right.
Why don't we get into a little bit more about your shooting together as mom and daughter, right? What's the best thing about shooting together as mom? Because we do see, I've talked to some people where we had daughter and dads, but specifically about mom and daughter. What's the best thing about that? Because you don't see a lot of that. I think you're probably one of the only families that I know of where it's mom and daughter.
Yeah, we do you want to go first?
Sure. I would say probably, so the shooting community is obviously very supportive, but again, like there's not a lot of women. So having another woman on your squad that you can go to, or like just having another woman there, it lets you know like, oh, I'm not surrounded by all these men, like I have a woman. And
for me,
a great role
model.
For me, I like to, one thing that, my husband and I both like to see our youth in it. We love seeing all the kids and come out. For me, if you're having, a moody day, or, something is happening where you're having a moody day, you have somebody who understands that. I noticed she also keeps me in check if I'm becoming frustrated with something. We just kind of regroup together, right? I recall one time where I was a little upset on a stage, and I looked over at her matchbook and she's doodling in it, and she goes, "Mom was very mad for her stage." So we have that level of honesty that we can have. I think that's the greatest part.
That's fantastic. So Savanna, what's the favorite thing you can do for your mom when she's having a rough day? What do you do to bring her back to the match and bring her back to having fun?
Well, usually when she's upset, it's because my brother, like, just because, like, I remember there was this one time, he kept calling her because he was upset with something and he wasn't at the match. So that was a little frustrating. So just, like, reminding her, like, we're at a match, we're here to have fun, like, you got this and stuff,
Forget about your brother, he's fine.
Stuff like that.
So, and Mom, what are your words of advice that you use to get Savanna lifted back up when she's down on her match, or her mood has switched because something went wrong?
I just double check with her, before she goes up, and you got your dope, you've got your mags ready, your backup mags ready, and go, be calm, you can do this, and go and kick ass.
And reminding her that, like, just giving her a reminder, like, you have everything, because if you go up to shoot and you don't have a mag, then that's even more frustrating, right? So Yeah.
It's important to have all your kit, and it's really nice to have somebody helping you do that kit check
Yep.
before you get to your stage or whatever.
Mhm.
But I love that you've got secret little moments that you can share with each other to keep
Yeah.
on top of your game, because at the end of the day, we're all there to have fun, and the only
Mhm.
person we're supposed to be competing against is our last PR. It's ourselves, right? So that's awesome. That's fantastic.
We are definitely our own worst critics, that's for sure.
Yeah. What about like you're shooting as a family and you have a lot going on? Sounds like you've got a lot of matches that you're planning to go to as
Mhm.
well. So how do you balance all of that? How do you balance work and spending time with family? Is it just shooting that you're doing, or what other things are you doing? How are you balancing the work life, responsibilities, and family, Cheyanne?
We do it as a team, quite honestly. A discussion that we had in this house before I started doing 2-day matches was, you know, I run a day home, and I have 11-hour days. If I'm going to be getting into 2-day matches, I do need help. You know, sometimes we come back from Saskatchewan, we get home at 9 o'clock at night and got to open my doors at 6:30 in the morning. And I need help, you know, just putting stuff away, getting the house in order. That was my ask of them to get into it. Savanna is also in volleyball. We're doing 2 different clubs for volleyball. To balance that, we kind of base our choices for 4 teams, what's going to conflict the most with the schedule, and then we don't choose that one. We choose the one that aligns with our schedule the best. Our son is in karate 3 times a week. We have flexibility there. We can go during the week, should we choose, so he gets his activities in as well. He's joined us a couple times on matches now. He's working on the patience level to stick around for these things. He likes the traveling. He likes hanging out with us and doing the fun things, like the hotel or the Airbnbs. But we like to keep that balance with him too, because it does feel like we're constantly gone. And yes, buddy, that's you. Yeah. And we like to bring him along and include him with this. He also likes to shoot. He's not so much into the positional and sequence, but we balance it that way for him. With work, I have a really great group of parents that understand that this is a sport for us. None of my day home parents complained at all when we took 10 days off and just went down to Colorado to go shoot, and had the opportunity to take that trip. So it's a team. It's a teamwork. My husband and I, you know, we collaborate with these things. Obviously, Savanna's on board with what we want to do. So we choose her sports accordingly to scheduling.
That's cool. And I want to give a shout out to all your day home mamas and papas for supporting you, because my first thought was, wow, I wonder if they know what you do for recreation, because the instinct would be you take care of their kids, so they're going to be icky about shooting. And so I love, love, love that you've got a supportive community of clients around you as well, or the families that you take care of. So I think that's super cool. So shout out to all of them.
Absolutely. It's not uncommon for me to say, hey, I'm taking a Friday off because we have a travel day. And they're really good about it. We're really open with it in our house, just because, I mean, we hunt as well. So any red meat that their kids are eating, I have to tell them what they're eating. So just a quick, hey, this is our hobby and this is what we do. I've had some not for it, and that's fine, but majority are really good with it, and they are totally cool about it.
Awesome.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
So we've had a couple shout outs in your bio and a couple of comments from your sponsors. So let's talk a little bit about your sponsors, who they are, how you connected with them, and what they do to support you and what you do to support them.
You want to start?
You're fine.
It started with Savanna, to be quite honest. Apex Optics picked her up and said, hey, we would really like her to apply, and we think that she's doing, good work, and we'd like her to try it out. So we applied, and that's how it started for scopes. We like to, it's kind of a community, right? Like anytime you're supported or a sponsored shooter, you meet the people that are there as well. You forge friendships, right? You get to know people. For Apex Optics, we like their glass. We like their products. If, for example, the event's coming up at Milo, we are going to be letting people use some of our gear and looking through and playing with some of these components. That started it for her. My husband and I decided to try and apply, I believe, the following year.
Following
last
year,
year, 2 years from
something like that.
Yeah, a year or two after she had got her supported shooter role. My husband and I decided we want to try it too, and why not just try it as a family?
I bet you're the only family sponsored by Apex.
Yeah.
We'll have to ask them. We've had them on as guests on the show. It was a great episode, and then they told stories even off camera that we ended up capturing. So a great couple of people, a great company, good products, and yeah, I think it's amazing that you guys were able to get the sponsorship, and how cool that you do it also as a family. So do you have any other sponsors or special people you want to mention?
Absolutely. Patriot Valley Arms. We've been shooting their barrels for a number of years now. We've never had a problem with their barrels. They're the pre-fits. So we just ordered them. EM Precision Rifles brought it in for us this year. So shout out to them for doing that.
Nice.
We enjoy their barrels. We like how they shoot. Again, they're pre-fit, so they just come in and we just put them in. And that's it. They're great. As a company, they've been really good to deal with. And we couldn't really ask for a better barrel. I think our last couple barrels had a few thousand rounds in them, and they didn't fail us. So that was good.
That's cool. How about any special honorable mentions, mentors, coaches, anybody, road buddies, anything
So
you guys
many.
want to shout out? Yeah.
So many. We're probably gonna miss a bunch of people, but go ahead.
Everybody who's put on a match that we've attended, it's a lot of work to put on a match. So thank you for doing that. Everybody who's been supportive of us as a family, everyone's really supportive.
Go ahead, name drop if you want.
Well, like I said, there's been a lot. Colton Backman for Cyprus.
Sean and Chad
For Saprol.
Now being taken over by Tyler. Who also does Medicine Hat, NRL 22. We've done that for a long time. Medicine Hat Rifle Revolver Club. Jono and Tabor. Jono and Sasquatch and all those guys down there. Leisha.
Corey Forsyth used to run some of the matches at Milo. He is a very good person.
Corey, Oliver, Jason. We got to get some girls. Oh man, we got to get some girls in here too. We've got Carrie Monser's been really awesome. We've been really I think she's one of the first girls that we started getting to know. And she's a great person, great personality. We talk a lot at matches. Cheyanne, another Cheyanne is in the field too. And she just absolutely rocks. I can't wait to see what she's up to this year.
Also Luke Anderson and Brendan Anderson for putting on that Fernie match. It was a great match.
Jay Carter's there too.
Jay Carter, yeah.
I feel like we've missed a lot of people.
We've probably missed a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's okay. I put
It's
you on the
okay.
spot, and you guys have totally delivered on a whole bunch of names. And Carrie gave you a shout out at the top of the show, so she said hey to you guys. So you've got friends out there paying attention tonight, so that's fantastic.
Yep.
So
absolutely true. Fans even saying hello to you.
Yeah,
hello, man.
And Nicole and Craig, Nicole and Craig Johnstone, we've actually become really close with. They're right close to our range. We stop in, we pick up some fresh farm eggs, and we bullshit for a little bit. And
there you go.
That's
you meet people and you make the memories, right?
Right. So you've talked about
Perfect.
The community, you've talked about the family and the extended family. So let's talk about how important it is. We've talked about mothers and daughters. So how important is it to see women in the shooting sports, and what would you say to encourage more moms and daughters to get out and more women to get out shooting?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The first thing that I would like to say is, yes, like it's a very supportive sport, and I think a lot of women and just ladies are kind of maybe a little intimidated. They're like, oh, I'm gonna come out, I don't know if there's gonna be any other woman that I can connect with. And it's really not scary once you get out there, or not intimidating. Like, it's a very supportive community, so I just wanted to say that.
There's always going to be somebody there to help you.
Yeah.
I know for myself, getting geared up to go to Worlds last year. Prior to that, I've always only squatted with my family, with the trio, right? I had to do a couple matches away from them and squat on my own. I had some great help from squad members there, Brandon Russell, Lindsay Pring, just giving guidance like, hey, I noticed you're doing this, try this. Here, try this heavy bag, which just opens up a whole new world of extra things.
Yeah. Savanna, I have a question for you. If you were the poster child for youth shooting, which you clearly are becoming for PRS and positional shooting in Canada, what would you say to girls your age or younger girls that are thinking about giving it a try? What would be like your top 1, 2, or 3 recommendations for them to get out and give it a try?
Just have fun. It's not scary, or it's not as scary as most people say it is. And once you get into it, it's a really fun sport. And again, supportive community. People are always there to help you, and just try it. Just do it. It's very fun.
It can be nerve-wracking in the beginning.
It can be nerve-wracking, but once you warm up to it, it's very easy, I guess, or it comes easy. And it's, just get out there and try it. And if you don't like it, then you don't got to do it, but it's very fun to get into from my experience.
Excellent. Thank you for that. And so if some young girls want to get their moms or dads to come out to some of those matches so they can meet you, how are they going to get in touch with you?
I don't have any social medias, but you can go through my parents.
Okay.
I don't exactly know their handles for social media.
It's up on screen right now.
We just posted it.
But my parents, and come out and say hi, and we can show you around.
Yeah, we met a father and son in Fernie. Carly messaged us and said, hey, I know somebody in Fernie whose son is very interested in it. You're going to be out there. Would you mind talking to them and showing them what happens? So we got a chance to meet them. to meet Grayson and his dad.
I'm glad you're being nice to the young boys too, because we want more girls out, but you know, you got to be nice to the young boys too.
Absolutely. I know that we actually have quite a few women signed up for the intro to PRS this weekend, which is great.
That's amazing.
Yep.
That's amazing.
And
Congratulations.
I think the most we've seen at a match is 7.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess
ladies.
this year we got to try for 8.
Yeah.
Yep, we're gonna try for more.
There you go.
And yeah, you just got to get into it. It is a male heavy sport, but it is definitely not just a male sport. There are lots of ladies that are interested. They just don't know how to do it, and we would love to help with that.
Right on.
Perfect.
So I have another. Oh, Kelly, you were going to say something.
No, I said perfect. I think I'm buffering here, so it's
Yeah,
taking
there's a bit
me
of a lag.
30
There's a bit
seconds,
of a lag.
40 seconds, and I'm going,
Yeah,
all right.
I tend to talk over you because
I
we're
did have
having
a
lag.
question for. So Cheyanne, what about? So you said that you're having a PRS introductory. What about those ladies that are there that are moms, right? Some of them do have some daughters at home, and I just love this so much. You know, it's a Mother's Day special. So I'm hoping that you and Savanna, when you're doing your introductory, will convince some women to bring out their daughters. But what advice do you have for those moms that are just thinking, well, you know what, maybe I can get my kids interested? And what advice do you have for them?
Just take them out and shoot. I mean, prior to us doing any matches, it was just a family thing. It was a way for us to spend time, get out of the city. That was our bonding there. So it was quite natural for us to go into a shooting sport as a family. But it starts with taking them out, which we've done from a very early age. And girls can shoot too is something that, I mean, my husband's always said it. We've always said it to Savanna. Again, you just got to kind of get into it. You got to do it. If it's a pastime or a hobby, find somebody who's going to help you. We have had a few people, either on Facebook or whatever, try and ask us, you know, how do you get into it, and bounce questions off of us. And now we see this 2 people at matches, and it's really nice to see them out there and get involved with that. So to the moms, if it's a bonding time for you, do it. Absolutely. Come find us. We'll help you.
Yep.
There you go. All right.
We got you.
I'm still buffering.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we're all laughing because we're all lagging and buffering and having a little tech problems tonight. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to ask if you have any last thoughts about what would make shooting better or easier for women at ranges, and what ranges could do to attract more women and youth to come out and have fun.
I think just being very inclusive, like for example, the Milo, we're doing an intro day. So things like that, like our intro day it's getting a really good turnout. I think maybe 30, 40 people are signed up.
If everybody shows up.
If everyone shows up. But doing things like that gets definitely a lot more people into it. With youth, we're doing a youth day. You could do like a ladies' day, like the Girl Power Gun Club or Lady Guns was a ladies' night, something like that, but for PRS would be and just making it known anybody can come out, anybody can have fun. We're inclusive. Everyone can,
and constantly inviting people out to come watch. if it's a topic, you strike up with somebody, like, hey, like, what is your sport? Oh, this is what I do. Oh, what's that? Well, this is what it is. Let me tell you about it. And would you like to try? That's usually how we like it to start and how it does start. They just have to, it's intimidating, right? Like I remember coming into it at first, same with Lady Guns when we stepped into for ladies night, pistol night, we'd never shot a pistol. You just kind of had to go with it.
And you totally did, and you stepped in and no fear, and you took it on. And I love that about you guys showing up. And I got to say, I love your recommendations, Savanna, to the ranges. More ladies' nights, more youth nights, more intros to different sports. You may not like one, but you may totally hit on another one and think it's great. The other thing that I think you guys have mentioned, is when you guys get to share with other people, they don't have to show up with all their gear to try it. And that's a barrier to entry, is people think they need everything to give it a try. So they're not going to give it a try, obviously. So going out and meeting you guys and getting a chance to look through your glass or fire your gun or just hang out at a match and ask questions, it reduces those barriers to entry. So I think those are great suggestions, Savannah and Cheyanne. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we're at 9 minutes to the top of the hour. We don't have any questions, just lots and lots of great comments about how amazing you guys are. I haven't seen that many comments before. So that's fantastic. So I think what we need to do is, I think we need to get Rahina and Casey, unless Casey was having tech problems too. And have Rahina come on and see if you have any questions for our mother-daughter duo tonight, and in honor of our Mother's Day special.
How did you guys spend Mother's Day? Did you guys go out shooting over the weekend?
Great question.
I wanted to. I like to go to Milo on Mother's Day. Unfortunately, there's nobody there, but it's also kind of nice to have the bays to yourself to practice your props and your barricades and everything. Unfortunately, we did not get around to that. Instead, we went the mothering route and we went to volleyball. We took a child to volleyball, and the son went to karate. And the second favorite for us is gardening. So we got to play in the dirt a little bit and catch up on our gardening. And
we went for dinner.
Yeah, we had dinner, and that was Mother's Day for us. So
okay, sounds pretty good. I mean, you got to spend time with your kids, right?
Yep.
Absolutely. Or better yet, they got to spend time with their mom.
Love it.
Yes, ma'am.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get Casey back.
No.
I think she's in the background just listening to us. So I think I can just move on. So thank you again, both of you, for joining us today. What does Gage have to say? No, we didn't.
Lots.
Gage has been interacting with us, so I'm going to interact with him before Rahina thanks our sponsors. I'm going to ask Gage what his favorite thing is to shoot, because if he doesn't like long range, is it shotguns, pistols, air rifles? What is it?
I think I know what he's going to say, but we'll see what he says here.
He's quickly typing right now.
Yeah.
I'm glad he wanted to be part of the Mother's Day special. I really do appreciate this son interaction. So his comment's going to pop up.
Yeah, he's technically he's been commenting a lot. So technically he has been part of the Mother's Day show.
That's
he's
right.
in the room right above us.
and now he's remaining silent. Fine. See that way.
Semi-auto.
Yep.
There you go.
Semi-auto. Thank you, Gage. Thanks for participating.
His favorite is the Chris Vector LRP, or the Chris Vector 22 semi-auto, and
he calls it the Super 22.
Super 22.
That's true. It looks like a Super 22. Super Trooper.
Yep, that's his favorite. And I don't know. We'll see how long that can be used.
Yep.
That's
All
right. Exactly. But we won't get into that. It's another show itself, right? All right. Okay,
Yeah.
Rahina, over to you. Let's thank all the people that need to be thanked.
Sounds good. So I'll just thank Cheyanne and Savanna again for joining us today. If Casey wants to go ahead and share their social media pages again, so people can reach out to you if they have any questions or want to go see you and support you out in your competitions. So with that being said, I'll move on to our upcoming events. So the school year for the CUSF, it's over, so we're at the spring summertime, so school won't resume until September, so it's kind of quiet for the CUSF, which means it's the perfect time to, if you're interested in volunteering or if you're interested in opening up your own club at a university that doesn't currently have one, send us an email at submissions@CUSF and we can help you with either joining us in volunteering or getting are helping you get a club started at your school. So those are the two options for now. Kelly, I'm sure there's lots of Maple Seed coming up.
Oh, there are. And hopefully that you can hear me and I'm not buffering too bad. So we do have a lot of events that are currently posted on, go to our page, our website, mapleseedrifleman.com. All of our events are on the events tab, but we have a lot of stuff that's going on taking place. We're adding events all the time. So if you're unsure, you can also send us a message through the website and see if we have an event taking place near you. So what about you, Deneen?
I got a few things I want to say. I'm always short for words, ladies, aren't I? All right. So speaking of Mother's Day, I went to an event called Women on Wings Society fundraiser, and it was for abused women getting out of relationships. Why am I mentioning this? I donated a shotgun lesson and lady gun swag package to the silent auction. And the sold out crowd, amongst them, it was the highest sold item. And I have so many women that want to be on the range and give it a try for the first time. So super excited about that, and very excited that a daughter bought it for her mom's birthday, but now all three girls are coming for shotgun lessons or experiences, whichever way they decide to come. So
awesome.
Outside of that, tomorrow night, Wednesday, into the end of the summer, we have ladies and youth leagues at the AHIA shotgun range, the Calgary shooting range there. I just recently took my RSO course, and that way now I can be an official instructor there and help out. And it was a mom thing for me. It's so my son can go out and I can officially teach him and stand on the line without being kicked off. So
nice.
It was a bit self-serving. So, but ladies and youth programs, for those who want to get involved, there's spots available. The Ladies' Day, Ladies Learn to Shoot at Silver Willow, always a hit. If it's not sold out, check it out at Silver Willow's website. And an upcoming event that I'm participating in and teaching at, the Calgary English Springer Spaniel Club Shotgun Fun Day. No experience needed. It's Sunday, May 25th. We will be doing 5-stand and sporting. It will also be held at the De Winton Gun Club, owned by AHIA. And if you want to register, the cost is only for the targets and ammo. Email me at deneen@ladyguns.ca for information if you're interested and if you want to participate. No experience necessary. We're also looking for people interested in wanting to learn more about field trialing spaniels, cockers, or springers. We have clubs that are welcoming people to come out and observe. If you want to do that, get a hold of me as well, and you can come as my guest and watch how we train those beautiful dogs. One item left. I want to do a massively huge shout out to Team Canada that are headed off to the 2025 World Shoot for PCC mini rifle in the Czech Republic.
Yes.
We have got Melody and Taylor, who were guests on our show, Melody Filston and Taylor Wright.
Yes.
Justin Thompson, Wesley Stevens, and Everett Polito, one from Saskatchewan, the rest from Alberta, off to represent Canada in the Czech Republic. So big shout out to them. And I think we need to get the whole team on when they get back to tell us about their experience. So that's my update, my events, and my other stuff. So there you go.
Your other stuff. Hey, Regina, can I mention one more thing?
Absolutely.
So don't forget that that June 7th is National Range Day. So if you want to go to the range, or if you don't know about shooting, or if you want to bring people, find a range near you, because it is National Range Day.
All across this beautiful country, from range to range to shining range. That's right.
Yeah. There's
Can I also jump in quickly and kind of go off the coattails of your shout out, Deneen? Yeah. Also, we'd like to make a shout out to Capra, that whole board, for making the Team Canada happen for the PRS World. Yeah. They put in a lot of work for that trip for Center Fire last year. It was fantastic. We met great people all across Canada, people that we've heard about and finally got a chance to meet. And work to get the Rimfire team to UK this year. And we'd like to show them support as well for that.
Show them the love.
Perfect.
That's right.
Yep.
Well, thank you very much for jumping in with that. It is endless and thankless work to put matches and club days and all that together. And it's just a huge amount of volunteerism. And it's the family. And it doesn't matter which discipline in shooting. It seems to be this big family of people that love the shooting sports. So yeah,
there's some great memories that came out of that trip. Some fantastic.
I'll bet.
Yeah,
I'll bet. Okay,
Wonderful.
Raheen, I think we're done.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds like everyone's very busy for the year, which is always good to hear. So yes, make sure you get out, get shooting, and have some fun. So I'll just wrap it up since we are over the hour now. So once again, I'll thank sponsors. Thank you to Cabela's Canada Outdoor Fund, Verita, and Vortex. If you liked today's episode, please leave us a like and follow us so that you don't miss out on any of our episodes. You can watch us on YouTube, and Facebook, or you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. If you liked our message and would like to learn more about our programs, check out our websites at cusf.ca, ladyguns.ca, and mapleseedrifleman.com. To support us and get some additional perks, check out our membership programs. Thank you all for tuning into the She Shoots podcast, Season 4, Episode 40, Steady Hands, Strong Hearts, a Mother's Day special. Make sure to join us on June 10th for the next episode of the She Shoots podcast at our regular time of 5 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. MST, 8 p.m. EST. We know the drill, Hill people. So keep an eye on our social media pages for our next episode announcements. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night.
Thank you.